So remember what I said last week about streaming The Last of Us Part 1 on PC with my girl?
Yeah.
Well, a lot has happened since then.
It can't be for nothing.
You've certainly seen some of it by now. It's still getting negatively review bombed on Steam. People are still claiming to have issues with the game crashing or just flat out bugging out.
After all we've been through.
Even with some pretty beefy PCs, definitely way better than mine. Now, Naughty Dog has since began backtracking by sending out various patches to fix the supposed issues with the game, as well as making several announcements and tweets apologizing for the state it released in. But will this be enough to undo all the damage done to the series and the studio's reputation? Stick here with us in this video today while we discuss and unravel the state of The Last of Us on PC.
Can we just please go? Some sort of parasite or something.
Now that we've gone over the public perspective of it, what was my personal experience with the game? As I'm sure most of you already know, I'm in the camp of people that believe The Last of Us Part 1 is the greatest game of all time. Beating the game multiple times on several different consoles, and I spent several years of my life living on Factions multiplayer. So it's needless to say that this was a first day cop for me. However, I wasn't really able to play it on the first day though. Keep in mind, the majority of the people complaining about the state of the game were running it on a 20 or 30 series graphics card, y'all. Damn! To give you a little reference, I'm using a 1660 Super, which isn't terrible. You know, it should be able to run most games. I'm able to play things like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, another PlayStation PC port. And those games look beautiful. They run perfectly fine. So I had somewhat of an expectation that it would work going into it. Upon starting the game for the first time, the first thing that I was greeted with was shaders.
Alright, looks like we just building shaders so far.
Wonder how long y'all think this is gonna take.
One eternity later.
We've been sitting here for about an hour now.
So all in all, it took me about an hour and 25 minutes for the game to finally finish loading the shaders. Which is not the worst out of all the horror stories I've heard so far and the complaints and the reviews for the game on Steam. Regardless, that's absolutely atrocious. I've literally never seen that happen before in any video game I played on PC in my life. Unacceptable! Could have watched the whole episode or something on Netflix while I was waiting for this thing to load, which I now use much safer and easier due to the use of ExpressVPN. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, sitting in your home trying to get caught up on your favorite shows, but the noise from the TV attracts clickers to your home. ExpressVPN literally encrypts your devices to prevent any unwanted visitors from accessing the privacy of your home, or even if you're out on a field trip or in a coffee shop.
So, what can I get you?
ExpressVPN is my #1 key to having privacy and safety on the internet. Region-restricted access to anything you want to know. And as if all that wasn't amazing enough, when you click the link in my description and use my code, you get your first 3 months free.
Your boy's sponsored now.
Just to give you reference, I was playing on high to medium settings. Like an idiot, I decided to run my first playthrough of the game on grounded permadeath. Are you fucking serious? After that, it did have its fair share of stuttering and chugging issues. I didn't get too many of the crazy glitches that I've seen other people get.
Even though my playthrough hasn't allotted too many game-breaking issues, even I can definitely admit this is the worst optimized port I've ever played in my entire life.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy this Sith, not join them!
Not to say that I'm not having a great time with it though. I'm certain Naughty Dog will eventually get the port to the standards that it deserves to be. But here's why there's a big problem with that. To be quite blunt and frank about it, this is the most important game in the entire PlayStation library. Naughty Dog is a AAA studio. This is not their first IP that they're porting over to the PC. Handing this port off to Iron Galaxy, the same team that did the god-awful port of Arkham Knight, doesn't really seem like the brightest decision to make, now does it? I'm certain that they already knew that, which is why they stayed completely silent several days after all the complaints were coming out about the game, and they literally didn't even send out review copies, so it's not like they can feign ignorance about it. They knew what was gonna go down.
Know who else?
I'm not gonna base my recommendation of this game upon my own fanboyism. I'm gonna base it upon your experience as a consumer. And the blunt and honest truth is, Sony nor Naughty Dog care about you as a consumer. They just want your money. So from the bottom of my heart, as much as it pains me to say, I cannot recommend you buy this game right now.
You're a disappointment.
But you can subscribe and watch me play it though. That's all my thoughts on this one. Make sure y'all leave a like on this video and comment what your experience has been with the PC port of this game so far.
Am I gonna die?
I love y'all, man. I'm out.